And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored, and thank you for staying up late with us on this Tuesday night. A Houston native living in the Midwest says it was the death of a married mother of four here in Houston that got her attention when it came to the COVID-19 vaccine. But she said what really convinced her were some very powerful words from her 15-year-old son. She joins us on The Factor tonight. And joining us now here on The Factor Uncensored from Minnesota is Shaletta Brundage. Glad to have you on The Factor, Shaletta. You had your mindset when it came to the COVID vaccine and what you would do, which would be not to take the shot, but some things happened and you decided and changed your mind.
Yeah, I was adamant about it, Isaiah. The healthcare community has not been kind to people who look like us. And there's been racial disparities in the way we get medical coverage for generations, and nobody's done anything about it. And so I really resented the fact that they were coming into our community and our centers and our churches telling us how important it is to get the vaccine and how much they cared about us when, I almost died 3 times having children. Mm-hmm. And nobody cared. As long as Medea's diabetes just impacted her, it was okay. But once my cousin Kiki's COVID started impacting everybody else, now they cared. So I was a little resentful of that.
And let's go back to when you were in the hospital having your children, specifically, how were you treated that left a bad taste in your mouth with that situation?
So I had a fever with my second child and nobody cared. Mm-hmm. I told them I felt like I was dying. And they didn't care. I had a nurse sit across from me and just sit there and look at me. When I was asking for pain pills, I said, ma'am, I am a married mother of 1 child already. I'm not a drug addict. Can I please get something to help me with this pain? And they treated me like I was, addicted and I didn't really need it, like my pain wasn't valid. Same thing happened with my second child. My third child, the second pregnancy that I had in Houston. I had 3 children in Houston, and and it was the same thing. I was experiencing some chills and some pains and, couldn't get a hold of the doctor and the nurses didn't care. I changed hospitals and had the same exact experience where I was complaining about symptoms and sickness and nobody really gave a damn about me.
And so that's when I came knocking on your door for a COVID vaccine, you were like, I just don't trust you.
Where you been? Where were you? Why weren't you knocking when I was complaining to the hospital systems about the way I was treated when I was trying to have my babies and I almost died? Isaiah, I laid in the hospital bed calling on Jesus because I knew he was going to be the only one to get me out of there alive.
Mm-hmm. And so you saw Lydia Rodriguez's story here in Texas. She was a mother of 4, died from COVID, and her dying wish was that her children be vaccinated. And how did that impact you?
It touched my heart because I'm a married mother of 4. I've got 3 boys and a girl. And, my son, it was his 15th birthday. He came up to me and he said, Mom, keep the $200 that you plan to give me for my birthday. I don't need the tennis shoes. I don't need the video games. I just want you to get vaccinated. Wow. And, I'm an old school mama. I'm like, stay in your place. This is my body. This is not your lane. But Isaiah, he pushed back with facts and figures. And the one thing that he said that touched my heart, he said, Mom, what's going to happen to my younger siblings? My 3 younger children have autism. What's going to happen to them if you get sick from COVID and die? And I did not have an answer for that.
And what did you feel like when you heard those words from your son? Powerful words.
I knew he was right. I had no answer for that, Isaiah, because he has a front row seat to me fighting the insurance companies in the school districts and finding the best therapists and making sure they get their medications and seeing the right doctors. He knows that there's nobody else that's going to do that for them except their mama. Mm-hmm. And that's when I knew I had to go ahead and get the vaccine, and I had to do it afraid.
Now, have you become a proponent, or you're just doing it because it's what's best for you and your family?
I am doing it, and I am reaching out, and I am being a voice, and I am encouraging other mamas, especially Black mamas and brown mamas and Asian mamas, to do it afraid, to do it in spite of, our hesitation and our reservations. Because let me tell you something, being afraid of that vaccine is not as bad as leaving your children to somebody else to take care of. And so I'm out there trying to talk to moms about my experience, because I'm not the only one who feels this way, Isaiah. There's so many women who look like me, who share my same experience and my same hesitations and reservations, and they are adamant. Miss Rodriguez was just one of them. There are so many others, and I don't mind being that face. I don't mind being that advocate. I don't mind being that voice to get them to get vaccinated so they're here for their kids.
Absolutely. Well, we're glad you're here. We're glad you decided to get that vaccine. I'm a proponent for it. I had the vaccine and I had no problems, but we want to thank you for joining us from Minnesota. And we also want to do a shout out. Your mom is here in Houston, right?
My mother is in Houston. I'm Fifth Ward, born and bred. Greg, Lowndes, Lockwood, stand up, Wheatley Wildcats. And my mother loves herself some Isaiah. Miss Handy calls me all the time. Girl, you won't believe what Isaiah said. Isaiah don't care. He said what's on his mind. So Miss Cynthia Handy is your #1 fan in Fifth Ward, Texas, honey.
Well, we love Cynthia Handy, and thank you for watching The Factor Uncensored. And thank you for joining us from Minnesota.
And we want to remind you the vaccine is free, and if you're in Houston, you can get up to $150 cash for getting both doses of the vaccine. No word if they'll offer cash for that future third dose, the booster shot.